Matt, Eagle Farm's now 7 weeks into this 12-week renovation program. When we last spoke, the track had been cut right back and top dressed. What's happened in those 7 weeks since?
Nathan, yeah, we're just over the halfway mark, as you say, with the renovation. We've seen good progress in the track. Track's really on schedule in terms of the recovery of the track since the renovation. We've got some good comparison shots there to show the different stages since we did the top dressing after the reno. Pleasingly as well, we did the line planning during that period. We really made the most of this 12-week window to introduce some Kikuyu from Doomben into the track. We saw that as a little downside to the track. In fact, a lot of benefit there of introducing Kikuyu in during this renovation period.
And with the line planning, has that been the last couple of weeks where that's sort of really been able to see what's happened there?
Yeah, the aim with the line planning was it was planted into the track at about 2 inches into the track, and we've seen an even strike just start to come through over the last 2 to 3 weeks. And that was the aim of this renovation, was to introduce that Kikuyu into the track for it to start to then establish as the couch slows down coming into winter, and then coming out of spring. We know that the Kikuyu gets a run on the couch in that period as well. So from that experiment, we wouldn't call it an experiment, we did have a trial plot in, we were guided by that, and we're very pleased to see what we've done here during the renovation to start to take foot into this course proper.
So still another 5 weeks to go. March 12 is slated as the return to Eagle Farm. What would you like to see happen here over those next 5 weeks?
Yeah, over the next 5 weeks we've started to bring the cutting height up. The tracks team have now started to increase the program of fertilisers, and also we've done some aeration into the track now, which will help it along. It was just a little bit tender in the early stages from a renovation to be doing practices like aeration, but now that we've had the track recovered from that initial shock of the renovation, some more aeration into the track. The fertiliser program raised the cutting height. We're cutting at about 50 mils now, which is about just under half of what we will cut and race at, and that height's been raised just in the last week from 44 mils. We're encouraging some lateral growth to build a bit of density in the profile, in the track. And there's a few gaps there that the team are turf plugging. We've got a lot of hands on deck addressing those, which isn't unusual for a renovation, particularly having a track that had a lot of winter grass in it, which was rye. Once that drops out, that you do have gaps in the track there for the summer grasses to recover, and we're addressing that, but we're ahead of schedule on that.
Matt, there's a lot of discussion within the industry about Eagle Farm and its future. What's going to happen in terms of when will decisions be made on this track's long-term future?
Yeah, certainly the message has been loud and clear from industry that Kikuyu is the preference to race on, and we've seen how well it performs on southeast Queensland tracks. There's two alternatives there. There's the alternative that we've looked to introduce during this period here, and that is to line plan it and introduce it, and we've seen where that's been very effective on this track, where Kikuyu has taken over the Grand Prix couch. And we've got some time to assess that, and in the meantime we've also got a trial plot there of a full turf returf there with Kikuyu to assess as well. So over the coming months we'll certainly be keeping an eye on both of those, and then in terms of any Kikuyu plots there that we've got, should we go the returf option, we need to assess how they're established and what would be the appropriate time to do that if we were to pursue the alternative of a full returf.
So return to racing on March 12. What's the program at Eagle Farm leading into Stradbroke season?
Well, the aim will be obviously building into Stradbroke season. Nathan will be back in the true there for Derby Day at the end of May. Leading into that, just with the rail sequences, we've got 4 Saturday meetings and 2 midweeks scheduled leading into that. So starting on March 12th, a Saturday meeting, which will be Girls' Day Out. Just the way the rail sequences fall there for where we want to be in Stradbroke season. We'll start out probably about 7 or 8 metres there, move out to the midweek, and then start the sequence back in April 2nd, April 16, and then Guineas Day, April 30. We'll come in and move back out, and then be back in the true there for Derby Day. So the benefit of that being just with the rail sequences and how they fall leading into Stradbroke season, that inside 8 metres of the track's going to get an extra couple of weeks. And just the way we're seeing that progress, we'll certainly, when we're back in mid-March for Girls' Day Out, we'll continue to see improvement to that area of the track there as we get closer and closer to Stradbroke season and that Guineas meeting on April 30.